Today I would speak a few words about Guruji's mother. Her name was Sarvamangala Devi. It is generally known that the mothers of great Jnanis are highly evolved and usually it is the last birth that they give birth to a Jnani son. That happened in many cases. In the case of Ramana Maharshi, also it has happened. Everybody knows about it. So, Guruji's mother is no exception. She has unique sattvic qualities and so soft and so mild, and she had no harsh word for anything. Even if you ask her opinion about Duryodhana, who is considered to be a very wicked fellow in Bharata, she would only say, you see, he was not that good a fellow. That's the maximum extent to which she could condemn such a character like Duryodhana also. So, she was Guruji's first teacher. That's what Guruji himself has written, has told also. She would train him in a proper manner right from the childhood. Right from the age of 2, she would put him in a separate room with some attendants, and she would not fondle him like any normal mother. She would give him at least once or twice 2 sittings with him, and where she would hear him and talk to him also. When he came up of about 3 to 5 years of age, when he could understand small events, she used to tell excellent stories that are entertaining not only to that boy, it is still entertaining to us also. I would like to give you only one of the stories that she told to her son, our Guruji. It seems in a village there were no rainfall and people were suffering even to have drinking water in their wells and tanks. It was believed that any abhishekam done on Shivalinga there would fetch them rains. So all the villagers decided that each one would take a pot full of water, because water was very scarce, one pot full of water only, and then go to the temple and then perform abhishekam on the Shivalinga there from the early morning. A small girl, maybe 6-7 years old girl, was busily searching her house for something. Then they asked, what are you searching? No, I am searching for an umbrella. Why? They asked. No, we are doing the abhishekam. Then immediately Shiva would give us rains. I don't like to get wet, and I would like to hold my umbrella and then come home without getting wet. Then everybody burst into laughter. What a fool are you? You do the abhishekam immediately, Shiva would give you the rain, is it? Then they laughed. This girl felt a little sad, but still would not abandon her attempt to locate an umbrella in the house. Finally she could get an umbrella, and all of them went with a pot full of water, and this girl took a small vessel of water and with an umbrella in one hand. She cannot carry a bigger pot. Then all of them went and then poured the water and returned. The girl was the last to go. When she poured the water, the sky became cloudy, and then in a few moments it started raining heavily. All the villagers who went there and then returning, they got thoroughly wet. This girl had an umbrella with her. She comfortably came home without getting wet. So, the mother told the Guruji, do you know who gave the rain? It is not even the God. It is her faith in the God that gave the rain. Others had no faith that God would give them the rain. But still they did perform an act without faith. But she is the only one who did an act with the faith. So always act with faith. That gives you the benefit or the result. This is one story. Maybe I am tempted to tell you one more story also.
Please, yeah.
See, a merchant from our parts crossed the sea and went to Rangoon. In those days it is called Rangam. Its local name for Rangoon is Rangam. So everybody used to go there to Rangoon and make a livelihood, earn some money and come home rich. They do all sorts of business. They may just sell milk, or they may do money lending, or any other thing. So it was quite a nice place to go and earn money. This man also went. Then he purchased a buffalo and then started selling milk. After some time, he was a great devotee of Lord Hanuman. From the beginning, from the childhood, he was praying for Hanuman. I should get more money. I should get quickly. I should become rich very quick. Then one day he took to his head. After all, if I add a little water, what would happen? Nobody would know. So next day he added a little water and sold. Then there was no complaint at all. Then next day he increased the quantity of water. Then he went on increasing till such time he would see to it that nobody locates his adulteration, and he did that way, and he earned a lot of money. And they were all in those days there were no currency, there were only coins. So he took all the coins in a bag and then tied it and sat in a boat to return home. And midway in the sea, a small event happened. A monkey suddenly appeared from nowhere and just took away his bag and went up the pole. There used to be a pole where the cotton cloths will be hoisted. Then it went up the pole and sat there. This man said, all my life's earning is taken away. This stupid monkey may throw the whole thing into the sea. Then what would be my fate? I will go home empty-handed. All my sweat has gone in waste. But the monkey did not do that way. The monkey would open the bag and throw one coin on him and one coin into the sea. Then after a few coins, it used to throw one coin to him and two coins into the sea. See, the proportion varied. At the end, he got some coins and then lot of coins went into the sea also. Then Guruji's mother told, the money that he earned by adding water, that money goes to the water, isn't it? It has gone to the water sea. The money that he earned by selling his own milk, he gave.
Yeah.
So he got exactly the money that he should have got by selling the proper milk. Hanuman, being a God who loves his devotee, would not allow him to make a sin. He would love to give him only what is due. He prevented him from committing a sin of selling, adulterated water. That was his kindness, that was his grace. This is another story. So likewise, she used to be every day. These stories are not found anywhere in the normal category of books or Puranas. She used to coin such stories and then develop such stories with a theme in between, so that the boy would get educated. So
this was at a very early age of Guruji's. Okay.
So this is how she was developing, and
now it says
a little more back into time. Guruji's father was taken in adoption by his grandmother, who was the in charge of the Zamindari of Urlam, to which they belong. Her name was Narsayamma, rather Rani Narsayamma, because she was the owner of that Jamindarini. And she was a great devotee of Lord Shiva, and she was a yogi, and she had developed such a rapport with Shiva. She used to talk with him and then ask her doubts and get it clarified also. Such was her caliber in yoga, such was her faith, she is a very great woman. She established a temple about 40-50 kilometers from Bhimli, known as Veerabhadrapuram, a Shiva temple. Bhadrashvara is the god, and Sarvamangala Devi is the consort, name of the consort. And while establishing the temple, she prayed to the goddess that she should get a daughter-in-law having that name and having such a quality as the mother herself. She prayed that way. After a few years only, Guruji's mother was born, and she was named Sarvamangala Devi. And she was given in marriage to Rani Narsayamma's son, that is Guruji's father. This was the background. So, her birth itself is due to the great sankalpa of Rani Narsayamma and due to God's grace. So, it is natural that she had all that good qualities. And we have seen her, and she was very fond of children, very fond of everybody, and she used to be very kind. Not only to the friends of Guruji, even to the servants also. If by chance a servant does not come one day, she would inquire what happened to the servant and keep some food and things are ready for her, so that if may be sick, she may not be able to cook food in her house, so she should be given that food. Such was her kindness.
You met her in Bhimli, or where did you meet her?
Evaru?
Guruji's grandmother.
Guruji's
Wife.
Wife.
Yeah.
Guruji's wife, her name is
Ganga Devi. Okay.
What is her name? Ammagaru.
Ganga Devi, right?
Ganga Devi.
Ganga.
That's, so, we are talking about his mother now.
Yeah.
Randi, sir. Randi.
Yeah.
And Guruji's mother was very fond daughter of an engineer, a civil engineer who was managing the Godavari water supply. And they were very rich, and her father had given her a lot of property. So Guruji's father was the last Jamindar of Urlam. So the family was quite rich to start with. After the abolition of Jamindari by the government, though the Jamindari was lost, they had their personal properties, which was very adequate for them to carry on comfortably. And only thing is, they had to sell them and then live in a nice Jamindari fashion as they lived earlier. And she came to Guruji somewhere around 1970 or so from Kovur, where they were there. and to Warangal. We have been continuously seeing Guruji's mother since then. And in the year 1979, she passed away, and that was the day when Guruji's wife and his son were given the Diksha. They were given the Sivalinga to be worn on their body. And Guruji's mother was sick at that time, and then she waited till all the function was over, and then inquired whether all the people have taken their food, and Guruji felt that she is going away, and Guruji held her head and then asked her, "See me." She saw him, had a smile, and she left the body. And according to that custom, 1 year later, they had to establish a Sivalinga at the location where the body was buried. One of the devotees gave a land for Bamagaru to be buried there, and I was not there at that time. I had gone to Mangalore as an examiner for an engineering college, and I never knew that Guruji's mother's end would come so fast. But Guruji told me, "All right, you go ahead." So I went. Then I felt very sorry when on my return that Guruji's mother is no more. But you were not here, and I looked up for you in the location where you are there. Did you not see a man with an umbrella following you? He asked me. Yes, someone followed me, but I never knew who he is. He is one of the devotees, I thought. Then you went down to the went down by steps to the tank there, washed your feet, and went to the temple. All what I did in the Udupi temple, Guruji told me. So I had kept a close watch of what you are doing, and then so don't think that you have missed anything. You are kept in mind all the day through. Then after just about 11 months or so are over after her departure, Guruji said, my mother should have on the Samadhi a linga which is very special. So I want you to get that thing done. Then I said, okay. Then he said that stone should be cut out from the Arunachala. Arunachala is Shiva himself. That's what we believe in Hindu dogma. So you should cut the stone from that hill and make a Sivalinga, and it should be very smooth. And after you make it, you should take that Sivalinga to the temple tank there and do Abhishekam, chanting Rudra Namakam and Chamakam. Then carry that linga on your head, decorated with garlands, and go around the big temple, 3 times, and then bring it to me. That I will establish on the place where she was buried, on her Samadhi site. So I agreed. He said roughly the height could be about a foot or 15 inches or so. That's what he said. The other dimensions he did not say. Then I went out and went to Tiruvannamalai. And then I caught hold of a sculptor and asked him to make a Sivalinga which is 15 inches high. He said, "Sir, sculptors would say to you that Sivalinga is the most difficult thing to do. And the easiest thing for us to do is Ganapati. You think there are so many details in that, but it's so easy for us. Whereas there are no details at all in the Sivalinga, it is very tough to do it. Then I asked, what is it that tough? Sir, every proportion has to be as per the laws already laid. If there is any mistake, it would adversely affect the person who has played the linga. So, how much should be the diameter of the linga, how much should be its height, and how much should be the base, and what proportion it should be reduced. Every minute detail should be known in advance. Then only I can make it. Then I said, all right, is there any expert who can guide us? Then she said, there are some people, especially, specifically, having the expertise on the Sivalinga making. They are learned people. They are known as Sivacharyas. So we can go to them, he said. He took me to one Sivacharya, and he had a room full of books. Then man said, the entire books, maybe about 200, 300 of them, all of them deal with how to make a Sivalinga. Such a tough subject it is. Then he asked me questions. For whom are you making? Is the person a god? I said no. Then she is not an ordinary person, I said. She is someone who has seen the God. I believe she has been redeemed also, I said. Then in that case there is different proportions would come. So he asked number of questions and then decided upon the various proportions in the Sivalinga and instructed the Silpi to make it. And Silpi made it on that day, and then I touched it. Guruji said it should be very smooth. It was smooth but not very smooth. So I took from him the paper, the emery paper, and throughout the night I went on rubbing to make it as smooth as possible. The next day it was fixed that it should be, given a sacred bath in the temple tank. So I did that, and the next morning I took it to the temple tank and then did the abhishekam, and then purchased a garland. I carried it on my head and slowly walked around the temple. That day the temple had a very special darshan, which is known as Arudra darshan. Nearly about 2 lakhs of people got collected there, and the temple was just so full. So when I carried this, I don't know what people thought. Then everybody just fell flat on the ground, worshipped that linga, and then they started following me with chanting bhajans. So I went round the temple 3 times along with thousands of people behind me. Then I took it back to my room and then came home, and it was established on the day it was supposed to be done by Guruji. That temple is still there in Warangal, and it has the power to give the mangalyam to women, so there will be no widowhood. So that is assured if you pray to that lingam.
So whoever visits that location, whoever visits that location.
Yes, whoever visits that linga which is established in Warangal, if she is a woman and she prays that she should never become a widow, it happens.
It happens.
And on top of that, the safety, security, long life of their children is also assured by the worship there.
What is the name of the temple? What's the exact location? What exactly is the location of that temple?
Her name is Sarvamangala Devi. The Isvara is also named after her, Sarvamangaleshwara.
I see.
So that is, the name, every Sivalinga is given some name. That Sivalinga has been given the name by Guru Garu as Sarvamangaleshwara.
Is it in Hanmakonda?
It is there in Warangal, near Hanmakonda.
Okay.
Guruji's wife is also laid to rest at that location. Both are side by side in Warangal. So, and one more thing, it is quite a secret, but still I can reveal it to you. Guruji once told, my mother is in tapas today. I asked where? She is in the heart of Kailas mountain. Then I said, how could she go? He said, I carried her in my palm. Not the whole body. Once the body is shed, the man stays in that Angushtamatra Purusha, a kind of a subtle body, Sukshma Sarira, and it the size of an inch. That is there for every human being. He took it into his hand, in his palm, and went to Kailas, Guruji. And then told to her mother, Mother, go inside the hill and then do your tapas. She simply walked smoothly into the Kailas mountain and entered. That is possible only for people of very great quality. She had that quality, I could understand, he said.
This Guruji stated this truth to you.
When?
Guruji spoke this one to you, right?
Yes,
Directly.
he told me, this is what I did to my mother.
I see.
Then I thought, generally you should have redeemed her and she would be nowhere. No, he said no, she is still in tapas. Generally, such people have some desires to do good to people. That means that requires effort. So they are in tapas. If she has no desire at all, she would have left for everything. Because there is a linking desire to do good to the humanity, to good to the people, that requires some effort. She is putting that effort there. And the fruit of that effort is going to be distributed to those whom she wanted to give. When that job is over, she will be nowhere. She will be one with Lord. So at that time he said she is still in tapas. Maybe the tapas is over today, but I don't know. So she is a very great woman, highly sattvic. And Guruji many times said, not only she educated me, in fact, his father also seemed to have said to Guruji that I myself learnt a lot of things from my wife. Because he was a little short-tempered man, very great stickler for principles, a little angry because so much of injustice has been done to him by so many people around. But Guruji's mother would not care for such things. She used to take everything with equanimity. And she would never get perturbed with anything. They lost all their property. They became just ordinary householders. Even then, there was no regret. There was no sadness in either Guruji's mother or father. Mother especially, she was just like any other ordinary woman. But she is supposed to be the queen of that zamindari. But so much of jewels and property she had. I believe when they were married, the list of the ornaments that were given to the bride were read out in public, it seems. The list was read for 2 hours.
Wow.
So many items are there. They had given so much of gold, so much of everything, diamonds, so much of wealth. So all were gone, but still she was calm, cool, collected, never perturbed.
Sounds like a very great lady.
So she was, we used to like her very much, and Guruji used to give maximum attention to her wishes. She would ask her now and then. Guruji never used to speak to her regularly. Once in a fortnight or once in a month, he would give her about half an hour time, quality time. And she would ask him many things and he would answer all of them. Rest of the time, she would be doing her own tapas. She is a great devotee of Krishna. And it is said that she had the vision of Krishna many times. That's what Guruji said.
I see.
This is all about Guruji's mother.
Thank you for sharing the historical events with the viewers.
See, very small things used to happen. Suppose I go one day to their house and they serve me food, and there is, for example, an item called allam pachadi, a chutney made up of ginger. I liked it very much. It was so good. I ate it twice, and from a distance Guruji's mother saw it. That's all. When I was going home, she gave a small tin full of that allam pachadi and told my wife, "Your husband seemed to like it, take it home." Such is a fine sense of hospitality. It is my experience that way.
Great.
A large sized scorpion. It has entered into the house. It was going around the room where Guruji used to sit and then do puja every day. Then Guruji did not bother. It would not do anything to him. But the people who go there and sit there and take tirtham, they will be all constantly afraid whether it will come and give a sting to them. Guruji said, no, it won't sting anybody. It is kept here for safe custody for 2-3 days. These 3 days, it is destined to be killed by someone. I don't want that to happen. That is why I have given it a protection in my house. And Bamagar also would not hurt. Bamagar told that scorpion, "Why are you so bad? Why do you sting everybody? Only because you sting everybody without reason or rhyme, you are being disliked. Now go away and lead a good life." That's what she said one day. That next day it disappeared. That scorpion was nowhere. Go and lead a proper life. Don't sting anybody. So she had such a love concern even for a scorpion.
These stories were shared by Guruji.
Yes.
Off and on whenever he was.
These stories were told to us some one day. He used to say, you see, the greatest influence I had in my childhood about the values of life was from my mother. I got a better learning from my mother than from the books. He used to eat, while eating, if there is any nut or anything in the vegetable, he would remove it and then place it on the plate and then go away after eating. Then his mother did not like that to happen. His mother wanted him to clean the whole thing himself and place it on the plate and then take it himself and throw it. So then she asked one day, "Why don't you do it?" Then his Guruji seems to have said as a boy, "No, how can I do that? It is I who chewed it and then thrown it there. How can I take it?" Then when you are yourself finding it difficult to remove the thing that you chewed, you expect somebody else to do it for you. Then Guruji understood the message, and from that day till he is last, whenever he eats, all the plate, everything, he will cleanly keep it ready to be taken. So day to day life also he received so much of guidance from his mother. She was a great personality.
That's very interesting story. Yeah.
So it's not small things, but